Hey, it's Colton Neufeld, Fieldcraft 20. We're going to be doing my final project today on how an air seeder works. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to look at these are our meter boxes. They help. So what they do is they take grain or seed and fertilizer from the tanks here, and they come in and they evenly distribute through here, which comes into the hoses, which lets the fan, I'll get the fan over here, it's kind of slippery. The fan pushes the seed and fertilizer through these hoses that comes out of these meter boxes through to the grain, or to the part that goes into the ground. I'll get to that in a minute. So, these things here, this is a crank to turn it over to calibrate your how much seed comes out, and helps you decipher how fast you want to go in the field. These are your motors that tell you how fast to let the grain come out whenever you're seeding, and whenever you calibrate it, you adjust the motors to so say you're spinning it, and then you have to set it to say 6 pounds or 60 pounds per acre. Then you spin this, and then it calibrates. And then here, I'll go up to the top of the cart here and show you what the insides of the tanks look like. Kind of slippery up here, but this is what the insides of the tanks look like. It's nothing too special, and that right there is the top of the meter box. Right? There's a little shaft in there that's kind of silver there, you can't really see. That's what helps like distribute like clumps. There's little things on there that flap around, and that gets rid of all the clumps in the grain so it can go into the ground. This here is our like more or less canola drill that we use, and we have a lot of hills. We farm really hilly land, so we have a tow between cart, and it puts more weight on the tractor, so the tractor has more traction going up the hills. And then so the grain goes through there, through the tank, through the meter box. It spins around and puts grain into the tubes, and the fan takes it through to the drill. So we'll start with the seed part of the drill. Get over here. There's some snow. So over here, can't really tell very much because it's snowy, but so this is where the seed comes out of. Is this one? It places the seeds on the side of the row. It's just what it does so it's more accurate. And then the fan pushes. I'll see if we can get up here. The fan pushes the grain into this one. I can't really open it because it's frozen solid, but the grain comes up through this pipe and it hits the top of this, and it gets evenly distributed to these hoses, which goes in the seed shank, and then goes into the ground through the shank, and it gets packed by the packer wheel. We usually run the middle tank with seed and the two fronts with fertilizer. So what we do is canola seed in the middle, phos in the front, sulfur in the back, and then so for the fertilizer part, it'll come through these tubes through these hoses, then in through those tubes, then to those hoses. And it'll come up to the seed tower just like the seed. And it'll come to this front shank here. And this front shank puts the fertilizer far into the ground, and then then the seed gets placed behind it, or right on top of it in the corner of the dirt there. And then it gets packed by the packer wheel. Yeah, so this drill here is called a conserver pack, just because of how this shank setup is. I'll walk over to the other drill. This drill we use for like cereals like wheat, barley, peas, lentils, stuff like that. This drill, the cart system is exactly the same. It has the fan, 2 tanks, and then gets into the meter boxes, goes through the fans, or through the hoses. And now we'll walk over to the drill part. Kind of a mess over here. Gotta climb up over here. So, as you can see, this drill only has 1 opener on it. The difference between the conserve packages is 2, one for fertilizer and one for seed. This one's only got 1 for both. And the packer wheel is at the back. Both the seed and fertilizer get placed in the same spot because there's only 1 opener. And these openers here, they are designed, they have kind of a this area right here is for anhydrous. This drill is set up for anhydrous. So what we do is there's that really big white tube there with that hose going to the back, and there's a hookup back there. We pull an anhydrous tank. It's just more nitrogen for the crop. So yeah, these are the 2 drills. This one's a pull behind cart because it's not as big and it's easier to pull in the hills. And that one there, it's harder to pull. If it was a pull behind, it'd be harder because there's not as much weight in the front as there is in the back. So if that cart was in the back, it'd be a whole different ball game to seed with in the hills. That's why we bought that one. And this cart is pretty well the same, except it's just backwards. The fan is in the back instead of in the front like it is on that one. And yeah, all these drills are pretty well the same, except that cart's bigger, and that's a conserver pack drill, and that one's a hoe drill. And we use them for different crops. So yeah, that's how a air drill works. Thank you.